Hello and welcome to the first episode of Gotta AFK. I'm your host Jacky, and here on Gotta AFK, we'll be going over all esports related news and our take on the current events in the esports scene.
Dude, Jacky, the world's ending. The world's ending, Jacky. The world's ending.
Hold on, pause. What do you mean the world's ending? What happened?
World's 2020 Championship? League of Legends?
Oh, you mean that world. Yeah, I'm pretty sad about it too, especially since NA got clapped hard this year.
NA, oh my god, TSM going 0-6, Team Liquid nowhere to be seen, and don't even get me started on FlyQuest, bro.
What do you mean don't get me started on FlyQuest? What's wrong with my boy Wild Turtle, huh? You got a problem?
Oh, I mean, first of all, Wild Turtle was wilding during the tournament. And do you really need a presentation on this? I mean, your top laner Solo, he inted, bruh. He got the most death at World's record history.
Okay, so we're getting personal now. Do I really gotta bring up those clips of you opting? Sorry, I mean you trying to opt?
Okay. Let's not argue right now. Let's save this for another time. For now, let's get this show started.
Okay, fine. Today's show, we'll be interviewing our school's esports coach, William Lee, going over results of the recent tournaments, and discussing our thoughts on whether Valorant will overtake CSGO, and a rumor about a new FPS game being made.
We will also be bringing some guests to discuss their opinions on the biggest news in the FPS scene. Without further ado, let's invite our first guest to the show. Hi William, would you please do a brief introduction of yourself?
Hi, I'm William Lee. I was class of 2015. I graduated high school. After that, I studied environmental economics. I played League of Legends ever since like 7th grade, so it's been a while now. I'm very passionate about League of Legends and coaching, and that's why I decided to become a head coach for Arcadia High School.
What gave you the idea to bring esports into CIF?
So what happened was that I found the platform Play Versus, and I learned more about it, and I figured out that it would be a good opportunity for Arcadia High School to get into. So I basically signed up through the website, and they linked me to the athletic director of Arcadia High School, and then I did an interview and talked to other people in the ASB, and then after that I became the head coach of Arcadia High School.
How did you start CIF Esports?
So when I got started with the league team, after getting introduced to Arcadia High School's esports club, and we hosted tryouts on there, and for the CIF team, I just combined the best players I thought that worked well into that team.
What teams are competing right now, and how many are there?
Right now, currently we have one CIF team and 6 regional teams. We also have a CIF Rocket League as well.
How are you feeling about your main CIF team at the moment?
I feel like we have a really good squad going to the CIF tournament. There's some mistakes that needs to be fixed. I think overall our team looks really good. I think we need to practice more, and if the team just keeps on working hard.
Do you guys have a practice or scrimmaging schedule right now?
So right now we don't have a schedule because right now it's kind of hard to juggle between like schoolwork and like playing. So how it works is that they'll play the match on Tuesday. We trying to do a vlog review sometime within the week. If a team wants to scrim another team, they post it on the Discord chat, and they schedule like a scrim later at night, and then like I'll try to make it.
Thank you so much, William. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for interviewing me. I have high expectations on my team, and the team's been working really hard, so hopefully to do well in the tournaments and all that. I want to say that we have a good team come into CIF. I may not be like the highest stacked team, but I still feel overall they're really good. I want to say regionals, we have like really good teams as well, so I want to see how far we can make it.
Thank you so much for coming to our show, William. Now let's go over the updates in the League of Legends World's competitive scene.
And today, Dom1 Gaming will shut down Suning. Dom1 will silence Shanghai. And Dom1 Gaming are your Season 2020 World Champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a sweeping win by Damwon Gaming against Suning Esports. You see, Damwon was able to win because of two key players, Canyon, as my good friend Bill earlier predicted, but also a underlooked person, Barrel. Especially on Barrel's Pantheon, he's able to alleviate a lot of pressure from mid and top lane as Canyon's farming, and then from there they pick early skirmishes and they transition that usually into a dragon. In both game 1 and 4, you saw how Damwon was able to really take 4 dragons in a row, and Suning had none at all. It was from this and these little advantages that they were able to build up and eventually completely annihilate Suning. So congratulations, Damwon Gaming. LCK, you're back on top, baby. Let's see what happens in 2021 world, and stay tuned.
And now, let me give you the rundown on what happened in the First Strike Valorant tournament. The top teams I was looking out for were TSM, C9, Team 1, and Sentinels. Both Sentinels practically trolling in their games, they were knocked out in the quarterfinals. Then came Team 1 versus Team Envy, and it took everyone by surprise to see how good Team Envy actually was, knocking Team 1 out of the tournament 2-1. Then came the intense battle between TSM versus C9. This jam-packed game kept everybody on the edge of their seats. It was a close matchup until the very end with 13-11 favoring C9 on the final round. Then came to the final battle between C9 versus Team Envy. I'm gonna be real honest, although I still think Team Envy is a fantastic team, they just weren't on the same level as C9 when it came to team play. C9's group just felt like they had the core basics really nailed down, and you can tell they've been a team for quite a while. The tournament ended with C9 claiming victory 2-1 against Team Envy, and although I am a TSM fanboy, I'm happy to see C9 close off the First Strike tournament, solidifying themselves as one of the kings of NA.
Right after Damwon Gaming took the Summoners Cup at Worlds, Riot Forge, a sub-company of Riot Games, released a trailer of what seems to be a new RPG-based game relating to League of Legends lore called The Ruined King. They're also partnering up with Airship Syndicate, which are the creators of Darksiders Genesis, so I definitely think this game won't disappoint. And I just can't wait to play as Pyke and slash through all of these enemies. If you're interested in this upcoming project, be sure to check out the Ruined King trailer on YouTube.
A big move in the esports scene happened with Team Liquid offering Jensen $4.2 million to play on their team for 3 more years. This is a record-breaking deal, and one that really pushes forward stability in the esports scene. The big question, however, is he really worth it? Well, with Bjergsen's retirement from professional play, the new best mid laner in the LCS is Jensen, and Team Liquid want to make sure they have him for the next 3 years. And this really isn't that bad of a move. He is one of the most valued players in the LCS, and at the moment, and he most certainly will perform.
Nikola Kovac, a legendary CSGO pro, has moved on from FaZe Clan and is now part of G2 Esports. The announcement was made a week ago on G2's official Twitter account, and with G2, well, being G2, they did it in a fashion where no one expected. That is just amazing. I can't wait to see how Nico would perform with his cousin Hunter in the ongoing Fall 2020 Blast premiere.
With a huge threat from DMCA and Twitch putting the foot down announcing that all VODs with music needs to be removed, streamers were forced to remove years worth of videos from their Twitch channels. However, there were a few bans that were handed out to those who didn't remove the clips in time. 2 of them being both Squishy and Kitty Plays. However, they both were unbanned within 3 hours, so it's looking like DMCA won't, or Twitch is more lenient about DMCA, or is not as strict. But the question continues on what would happen to those who didn't remove videos containing music, such as Nick Merckx, who said he had an inside man who said nothing would happen. So far, no ban has been issued to him, and the future of DMCA and Twitch is uncertain.
And now we'll be discussing our takes on the current state of FPS games. We're joined by Bill Cheng and Rosie Ying to give you their opinions on these matters.
The first topic that we will be discussing is whether or not we think CSGO will be overthrown by Valorant. I personally think Valorant will overthrow CSGO because Valorant is such a more kid-friendlier game and so easy to get into, whereas CSGO is more dark and moody and super hard to get into and not everybody understands it. Valorant really emphasizes on making it as simple as possible, and really the skill difference between Valorant and CSGO is very huge.
Additionally, for Valorant, there are different characters with special purposes to each one of them, so that they can suit a variety of characters or players. And they also have the enemy team outlined in a color of your choice, so it's easier to see the enemy.
I think that because Valorant has so many characters with different abilities, it's very easy for them to update the game because they can always introduce new characters with more abilities, change the specific abilities of each character. In CSGO, there's not a lot of opportunities or options for change, so it may get stale, but I think that CSGO will continue to have its like dedicated fan base. People that play a game for like 3-5 years will never really leave a game, but I think Valorant will slowly gain more players and then eventually overtake it.
Yeah, I do agree with all of your reason where Valorant, in the sense of maybe in the abilities in the game will keep the game like fresh and updated. But okay, I wouldn't think Valorant will completely take over CSGO because in CSGO, there's more of a carry potential. So what I mean is like in Valorant, each person kind of have like a set role. In CSGO, there's more of a carry potential for each individual player in the team because they have the same kit. They could all have mollies, flashes, and smokes.
If anything, I feel like that makes the game more unique because instead of not everybody's gonna have the same carry potential, but it just means everyone is gonna be distinguished into set roles, and they're gonna have their own way to carry the games. Like, let's say Sage, although she may not be the best carry potential, she does still have a huge way or big ways to affect the game.
So moving on to our next topic, Astralis, a CSGO team company, they are partnering up with a CS 1.6 developer, Ming Lee, to create a new FPS shooter game. So today we'll be discussing whether or not this is a good time to create a new shooter game.
So I think that personally, Valorant just released, but even though it just released, it has been a couple of months since like the beta, and through this couple of months it has gained a significant amount of following. So I don't think it would be the best time to release this new game because of like all the momentum going to Valorant right now.
And so every game that tries to break into a genre, whether it's like Battle Royale or like MOBAs or FPS in this case, it gets harder with every game that joins. You see, Battle Royales, once Fortnite and Apex Legends dropped, it was harder for things like Spellbreak to take hold, which very clearly flopped. And so it's going to be very difficult, and especially since they likely do not have a great deal of funding, as much as like Riot Games and Valve do, I'm going to predict that they're not going to break into the market because a big deal of making the game popular is having streamers not only be sponsored to play your game, but stick with it even after they're not sponsored, and I don't think they'll have the ability to do so.
I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate here. I don't think Astralis' game is going to flop. I think that if they were to release a game, they wouldn't release it if they thought the game was going to flop. They would release a well-polished game, and especially because they're kind of a well-known company in CSGO. So that's already going to pull in a few people, and they wouldn't want that disaster being known for them, like, oh, we made a new FPS game but nobody played it. I feel like they know what they're doing, and I really trust them on this.
Yeah, Jacky, I do agree with you. They do have someone who's experienced in making FPS shooter game on their board, but I think it's still really hard for them to break into the market right when the game comes out. Because like Bill said, Riot Games is a giant company. They have more sponsorships and fundings. As for Astralis, though they are pretty well known, and I would say they are like a pretty decently big CSGO company team. It would still, I think they will still kind of struggle when the first person shooter comes out. But that's just my opinion. I think Valorant would still be more successful than Astralis' new shooter game.
Thank you Bill, Cheng, and Rosie Ying for coming in for today's show. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have in for today. Make sure to tune in to our second show, which will be airing 2 weeks from today.
Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content. And also remember to check out our main show on Friday where we discuss about everything happening in current events right now. This has been Kevin.
And I'm Jacky. And now we gotta AFK.